This time on Dreddit.
Am I the a-hole for wanting to dress up as a penguin at a costume party, even though it might damage my girlfriend's reputation? My girlfriend, 21F, and I, 22M, have been invited to a costume party in a few weeks. The theme is things starting with P. I want to dress up as a penguin, because I am totally obsessed with this animal and think it would be too funny. Here is the mask I chose. I do not plan on getting a full costume, although I will wear black and white for consistency's sake. My girlfriend is upset about that choice. She thinks it looks ludicrous, and that it might scare people. The party is hosted by one of her friends, and there will be her former friends from high school. I don't know any of them. She says that she'd rather have me act up as a trophy boyfriend, just as she did when she met up my friends. She has been harassed in high school and think it would be a sweet revenge. I am, however, entirely positive about dressing up as a penguin. I don't want my girlfriend telling me what to wear, under any circumstances, as I never asked such a thing from her. One of her female friends' boyfriend will even come dressed up as a chicken, yet I can't do my thing. She sent a picture of the mask to that friend who thought it would be hilarious. She'd rather buy me a disguise that looks like this. Which is less funny in my opinion. Am I the a-hole?
Am I the a-hole for convincing my stepdaughter to not sign a deal? My stepdaughter, 24F, runs an Instagram page YouTube channel with a decent amount of following. She makes some money of it, and her father wanted her to sign up with an agency. He had done most of the work, and she had a contract in hand. She asked me to take a look at it. I am not a lawyer, but I have taken part in some business negotiations. The document was biased against her. They got control over any IP she created, more than half the cut of all her earnings, and their marketing commitment was very vaguely defined. The only benefit of the contract was a $35,000 upfront payment for signing up, but which had to be paid back if she failed to meet their content production targets. It was a deal where her upside was limited, while their downside was protected. I told her that this deal was shit, and she could do much better than whatever this company offered just by working on her own. She is a smart girl, and she decided not to sign up. She really doesn't care. She is making money to support herself and do what she likes, and has no want to go viral. Her father hates that I interfered in his relationship with his daughter. Her mother, my wife, is not happy either, as she doesn't want my daughter to be self-employed. I feel a bit guilty as I did not mince words when I described the deal. I was furious, and the ensuing fallout between her dad and her has strained their relationships. I feel like I poured fire on a family feud. Her father is mad at me for poking my head where it belongs and upstaging him. He doesn't like me a lot anyway, as he hates that fact his ex-wife married a woman. My wife is miffed that I am encouraging her to continue this career. Am I the a-hole?
Am I the a-hole? Father is homeless. I refuse to bail him out. I am in the midst of a moral crisis, and I turn to you all for outside judgment. Some background. Growing up, my father was a night security guard, and never made more than 10 an hour. He has had cars repossessed, didn't pay rent, almost costing us our homes growing up, a chronic liar, and has stolen money from family, his brothers, myself and my siblings. When my mother worked up the courage to leave him, he had an abusive streak. He fell apart. Since then, my father has for the last 10 or so years been what is essentially an employed homeless man. He bounces from job to job, never staying anywhere or at any job for too long, maybe a year or so, before moving on to his next great idea. On more than a few occasions this lifestyle of his had led to him winding up penniless and jobless, and he in turn comes to his kids for money. I have on more than one occasion sent him money, bought bus tickets, or paid for him to fly from out of country back to the US, to start over. He at one point lived in my living room back in 2013. And this brings me to the current day. He called me the other day to tell me he was jobless and homeless in the US Virgin Islands and needs money. His brother, my uncle, had told me this call was coming because he gave him money a week or so before, and my sister did the same. So I told him no, I wouldn't give him any money, but I'd fly him back to the States. He just had to tell me where. He asked me to come to my home. Having done this before, I knew it meant I'd have to kick my dad out again, and simply told him that was impossible. My wife is pregnant and my work schedule keeps me away. So I pay for him to fly to St. Louis, where we are originally from. This starts a fight with my wife and siblings who say he's taking advantage of me, because he knows I won't say no to him. I told him this was the last time I'd help him, and any other requests of money and needing help would result in me cutting off all contact with him. I cannot shake that I am abandoning him, despite all the lies, his abuse, and proof that he won't change. He is my dad and I'm consciously deciding to leave him to whatever outcome his decisions lead him to. So, am I the asshole? And if I am not, why do I feel like one?